Hey guys, my name is Christina.
My name is Brian, and welcome to What the Fuck Did I Just Watch?
Where every week we will be rolling a 26-face die that will determine the first letter of the movie we will watch this week.
The twist is that one of us, or both of us, have never seen the movie before.
So join us as we share our thoughts on the movie.
I mean, that's gonna be horrible, but yes, absolutely.
Have a few laughs.
Stop it. And discuss what the fuck we just watched.
Happy birthday to the great Tom Hardy.
Wow.
For those of
For
you...
a third take, that was really energetic.
Yeah. I'm all about that energy. Kind of like
About
Megan's
that
about
pizza.
that bass, but I'm about that energy.
God. This is coming to an end so quickly.
Either way, Tom Hardy, I'm so glad you're one of our 42 listeners. That is not confirmed, by the way, but anyway.
But we like to think it is.
But we like to think it is.
It is.
Because secretly, we could be friends. Just saying. Hi, guys, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Me and Pants.
It's us.
Yeah, we are covering a really exciting movie this week.
We are.
For those of you who have not listened to Evil Dead, please go listen to it and then come back. And for those of you who are caught up, thank you so much.
Thank you. But yeah, this week we watched the third installment of the Evil Dead original trilogy titled Army of Darkness. It did come out in 1992, starring Bruce Campbell, Embeth Davidtz, and Marcus Gilbert. It was directed by the great Sam Raimi.
The budget for this film was $11 million, and it did gross in the US and Canada $11.5 million.
Boo.
I agreed. I just saw that, and that doesn't make any sense. Sorry about that, folks. Anyways, IMDb does have this at a 7.5. Rotten Tomatoes has it at 73%, with an audience score of 87%.
Indeed. And you can currently watch this on HBO and HBO Max, where all of the Evil Dead movies are currently streaming.
Hell yeah.
Yes, because they have a new Evil Dead coming out, which is going to be HBO exclusive, so they got the rights to all of them.
Yes! That's so exciting. That's actually the first I've heard of that. You didn't tell me.
I did, actually.
Well, if you did, I missed it.
Standing in your kitchen. Yep. I remember exactly everything about that. Yes.
Okay.
And you promptly ignored me.
Yeah.
So
that's typical.
Yeah. I'm not sure when it's coming out, but Bruce Campbell is not going to be in it, unfortunately, but he is going to be a producer on it. So.
Well, then I wipe my hands of that movie. I'm just kidding. It's going to be great.
You need to... I'm just going to say this before we get into the movie. This whole setup was a mistake.
Pants moved the mic. Pants moved the mics around, so we're in a new setup now.
I just wanted more room to lean my chair back.
I agree.
No, I can. But yeah, this is fucked. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, you do. I think you would really enjoy the Ash vs. Evil Dead series. Because Bruce Campbell is in it. I've told you about this. Don't give me that look. It is... All 3 seasons are, I believe, on Netflix now. It was on Starz.
Oh, okay.
They're just like 30-minute episodes. They're hilarious.
I feel like you just give me too much information, so sometimes some of it just escapes.
I don't... Okay, I'm not even gonna comment. But sure. So yes, Tina.
Yeah.
What did you think of Army of Darkness?
It was so stupid and so great. I think that I think that my approach to these kinds of movies has changed. I can imagine as a kid that this would scare me. And, it was really strange because while we were watching it, and I'll have to touch base with my dad and find out, but I feel like there were remnants of this in my memory. I don't know where I would have seen it, but I'm sure that's why I'm scared of scary movies as an adult. So...
This wasn't scary at all.
But watching it, it was really fun. It's honestly just, this incredible dumpster fire, but, fun to watch. It was wonderful.
Yeah, I feel like it took all of the comedic elements of Evil Dead 2 and just like went crazy with them.
Yes.
Like the whole point of the, do you have a synopsis?
I do. Would you like me to read it?
Yeah. Or do you want me to guess it? Because
Oh,
I did
that was
a really
pretty good.
good job last time.
Okay, you do it and then I'll read it to you.
Okay. So, a handsome, large-chinned Ash has been teleported back to the 1300s, where he should now face medieval Deadites and get back to his present time.
Ah.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Good.
Pretty
So
close.
we don't need to continue.
Yeah.
Oh.
So a
I forgot to do the trailer.
no, we're not there yet. We don't do that yet. We do it right before.
I know.
Oh,
I
you
literally don't have
anything.
one. Yeah, this is fine. It's fine.
We should just quote it. Like, we should just be like, what am I doing here?
We could act out a scene.
Groovy. We're not prepared for that.
When are we ever prepared?
True. So the actual synopsis is a sardonic hardware store clerk is accidentally transported to 13,000 AD, where he must retrieve the Necronomicon and battle
1000 AD or 1300 AD?
1300 AD. Numbers, they're a problem. Where he must retrieve the Necronomicon and battle an army of the dead so he can return home. So
That's
exactly
like verbatim
what you
I said, and I even got the year right.
Yeah.
You can't even read.
Shut up. You can't even get the trailer.
13,000 AD. He's in the future.
In the future, we go back to medieval times.
Oh,
Surprise.
why would he be transported? That doesn't make sense. Because I'm not prepared, we don't have a trailer, but it's probably pretty groovy.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were going to act it out for you, but we've quickly decided not to.
No, I think that you guys would not enjoy that very much.
Yeah. So, and we need all the help we can get. So, anyway.
I mean, I could play the trailer from my iPad.
We're not going to do that.
Does not do the same? Okay.
No, so we're just going to get into, pretend we just played a trailer and you loved it.
Oh my god, that was groovy.
Let's see how many times we can say groovy in this. So, yeah. We liked it. Now we're in spoilers.
that was the quickest we've ever gone into spoilers.
I think so, and half that's going to be cut.
And
So
I'm okay with that because this movie was great. Yeah, so picture this. We're in the year
13,000.
13,000 AD.
Yep, spaceships.
And
The monolith is there.
I'm so done. And the movie opens up to poor Bruce, aka Ash, as a slave
It does.
for King Arthur.
Yeah. Lord Arthur.
Well, Lord Arthur,
Yeah.
who has been capturing Lord Henry's army and thinks that Ash is a part of Lord Henry's army.
Indeed. It's a common mistake. Yeah. So it picks up pretty much right where Evil Dead 2 left off. At the end of Evil Dead 2, just in case you don't remember for whatever reason, Ash falls pretty much into like a time portal.
Yeah.
And his car gets sucked in, he gets sucked in, the
His
next
saw gets sucked in.
yeah, everything, his rifle or shotgun gets sucked in.
Which we're going to talk about.
Indeed. And I want to say, I didn't look it up, but I think they probably had to refilm that because Evil Dead 2 ends with him falling into like sand and then a flying demon comes at him and he shoots it.
Oh, that's right.
And that does not happen.
Yeah. I
in
thought it
this.
was strange that it didn't pick up exactly like that because I had remembered that scene.
Yeah. So I think they kind of did what they did with Evil Dead between Evil Dead 1 and 2 and just kind of rewrote what they needed to and just to make it fit.
Sure.
But yeah, so this picks up with Ash being a slave and he pretty much has to prove to Lord Arthur's people that, he's not one of Henry the Red's people, right? And flashes back to him in his life pre-Evil Dead, where he works at S-Mart, where you shop smart. You shop S-Mart.
It was so cute.
And there's actually an S-Mart in Mexico.
Yes.
Yeah.
We should go.
Probably not.
Okay.
I don't have a passport.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't know.
We'll work on it.
Okay. So, yeah, it just shows him doing, like, mundane shit at S-Mart. And that is actually something that they kind of go into with Ash versus Evil Dead a little bit more, is him being at S-Mart, like, as a grown-ass adult. I think.
Badass adult.
Yeah. Oh, so the Evil Dead remake that came out, the really, like, the horror one, behind the trailer, behind the credits, how I told you a while back, it just has Ash driving up saying groovy.
Yeah.
And then that's it. So he's driving an S-Mart 18-wheeler.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just like groovy and then goes away.
Delivering all these hardware products to my store.
It kind of goes through like a flashback to what happened during Evil Dead or Evil Dead 2, I guess. And I thought it was weird that the opening credits, it, instead of saying like Bruce Campbell as Ash or whatever, it says Bruce Campbell versus Army of Darkness.
That's
and
nice.
I was like, I mean, I like it, but it's just a weird choice, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's unexpected. But
I guess he gained so much momentum and popularity from Evil Dead that
sure,
people will accept it's Bruce Campbell.
This was his first and only leading man role.
Nice.
In a feature film.
I love it.
Yeah. Because he wasn't considered like the leading person in the other ones. I mean, I guess he was like the star, but he's like the person in this. But yeah, it cuts back to a really, I thought, funny scene of a knight trying to sword fight the car that has plummeted out of the sky, and he's like, the armor on this thing, on this beast, and he's just, trying to sword fight a fucking car.
It is. It was great. They have no idea what they've encountered.
They don't.
Yeah, it was really strange to me, like you said, because, he had a shotgun and he shot that deadite out of the sky. And then when they had to refilm, it kind of left that open. Like, what happened from the time he, like, landed to them capturing him without having his rifle?
I would... Shotgun?
Shotgun?
I would almost think...
You're just correcting me. Continue.
I would almost think that was kind of just like retconned. Like that didn't happen.
Okay.
Because again, he doesn't shoot anything for the first time until after the whole pit scene.
Right.
And he's with his boomstick, right?
Which I really loved the whole pit scene because first of all, that's the first time that you're actually seeing like the deadites.
Right.
But so Bruce Campbell, Ash, is talking to Lord Henry the Red, and he's trying to tell him to convince the other people that he's not with him, and so Lord Arthur pushes the first person into the pit, and there's this long moment of silence, and people are just kind of standing around waiting. And then you get that iconic freaking gush,
it's like a
geyser of freaking like blood coming out of this hole, which makes absolutely no sense.
There's not that much blood in the human body for one person. It's not like they threw a family down there. It's just one skinny ass dude.
Just one.
Yeah.
But it was great. Yeah, that was your first, little moment where it screamed Evil Dead.
Right. I liked whenever Ash was pushed into the pit by them and he's having to like fight the pit deadite, and she's just like doing somersaults and flipping everywhere, and he just like gets his ass handed to him like at first, and then he gets his chainsaw. It's just ridiculous.
It was, But that's what's so fun about these. Like, I could not stop stupid laughing.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the outrageous ridiculousness of
like
every
they went
scene.
full camp like in this movie. Like he does like a superhero jump from the bottom of this pit, and somebody has thrown him his chainsaw, which is just perfectly flying straight down, not flipping at all.
Yeah, no.
And he just rises up and has his stump of an arm meet with the chainsaw.
And it just clicks in place.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I was like, I love this movie, but like just like rolling my eyes. I was like, this is ridiculous.
I think that's part of what makes it so great too, is how stupid that was. Because you just, okay, Bruce.
Like I wonder like what the people who like saw this in theaters, like at the time it came out, after, Evil Dead in the 80s, this is like your first, like this doesn't even have Evil Dead in the title. Mm-hmm. But it's Ash, and because of its chainsaw and whatever. And I just wonder what they thought they were getting into versus what they were watching, or like how many people just like walked out. Yeah. And they were like, this isn't even...
Well, the trailer doesn't even necessarily indicate about how ridiculous the humor is going to be.
Right. I don't know that I watched a trailer.
No, you know that I always do. Yeah. It just had a little bit more... I mean, it was still Ash. It was still kind of funny. But it had a little bit more of a serious tone to it versus the movie itself. I was still excited to watch it because I knew anything with him in it was going to be pretty entertaining. Yeah. But yeah, it just kind of took on a little bit more serious of an air.
I'll have to watch it. But yeah, then he gets out of the pit, and I think that's when he shoots one of them out of the sky. Is that right?
No. So he does get his gun, but then and that's what I didn't understand either, because the pins, or what did he call them? The spiky things. Closed in on that deadite, but then he ended up outside of the pit. That's who he shot.
I don't know. I guess I thought it was another one, but sure.
I mean, maybe, but they look like twins.
They all kind of look gross. But he shoots it with his shotgun, and he's like, shop smart. You got that?
But also, can we talk about the amount of ammunition that he had throughout this movie?
No.
Because that didn't make any damn sense.
Just said no. Why are you still calling? But yes, we can. It was ridiculous.
It was such an absurd amount.
I don't know a lot about guns, but I'm pretty sure like you put like 2 in there, and that's it. But he just kept like shooting and then like flipping it around for whatever reason, and
especially towards the end, that scene where he's just like, it's like an automatic at that point. He's just like,
So once he's defeated the Deadite and shown that he has this boomstick and that he's kind of all powerful, he's like a god that fell from the sky, he gets like treated like royalty. And there's a scene where he's just like surrounded by women, and he's just sprawled out on a chair, and they're feeding him grapes and shit like that, and out of nowhere one of these women is possessed and is a Deadite. And so he's called the Promised One. And this witch looking woman is she's like, have some porridge, and she throws it into this guy's eyes and blinds him. And I mean, I think Ash calls her a she bitch. He's like, yo, she bitch. And then kills her, obviously. He gets a pretty cool like custom suit of armor.
Yeah.
With a fully functioning metal hand.
Yeah.
We're just going to put that up there with the unlimited ammunition, because that doesn't make sense.
It really, like, he just uses every tool possible to create technology that should not be in that time. Because, I mean, I think it was Sheila and somebody else was standing behind him when he, like, crushed whatever it was. And they were like,
yeah. He would have no control over that hand.
I know.
Like,
It
there's
doesn't make
nothing-
any sense. It doesn't make any
The
sense.
chainsaw makes so much more sense.
It really does.
But
Yeah, that's also ridiculous, but it makes more sense.
I mean, it is, but yeah. So this is where he meets Sheila, which is kind of like the damsel in distress chick in this, and she makes him a blanket. And he's like, oh good, I needed a horse blanket or something, like something to just give his horse. She slaps the shit out of him, and then he like she's storming out, and he like goes and meets her in the doorway and just like grabs her sort of aggressively, and then they just start like making out.
I don't remember what he said right before that, but
Give me some sugar, baby.
give me some sugar, baby.
Yeah. He calls everybody baby.
It's
like
so grungy, but it's so
Grungy.
him. Yes.
cringy.
Grungy is not the right word to use?
Not at all.
Okay, my bad. It is cringy, grungy,
Sure.
Uncomfortable. What did I say
Han Solo.
earlier? 13,000
AD.
AD vibes.
Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
It is super uncomfortable to watch that scene, but I thought it was also... this is really random, but I just thought I'd bring it up. Whenever Sheila actually... Like, they're not necessarily meeting, but Bruce is being, like, led to the pit.
Mm-hmm.
And she comes up to him and, like, is yelling at him and saying some stuff. And then she rips his hair out, and there is a noise for ripping his hair out. And, again, I know I brought this up before, but it always, like, reminds me of, like, the sound studio. And, like, what would hair being ripped out of a skull sound like? And it was pretty accurate, because it's, like, it's in your head. It's not a loud noise.
Right.
But it was enough to, like, make it cringy.
I wonder what they did use for that, like, sound-wise.
Yeah, it'd be fun to... It's so surprising to me, like,
they come
what
up with
people
random
use.
shit.
Yeah.
And it's always... Not always. Mostly pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Fancy Pants. I forgot about that. Hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
So Ash is... he wants to get home, right? And they tell him that he needs to go to the cemetery and get the Necronomicon.
Recover the Necronomicon.
And he has to say this mantra very specifically, which I don't know. I didn't write it down, but he has to say this before he gets the book, right, for it to work. But on his way there, he's at this like windmill looking house. Like, it's a big... Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm,
okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're just looking at me like you don't know
No,
what
sorry,
a
because
windmill is.
the first windmill reference that came to my mind was when he was in the car. And so it took me a moment to, like, switch gears and think about the actual
I put
house.
helicopter car for that. Even though it is like a windmill.
Yeah.
But yeah, so while he's there, he breaks a mirror because he sees, like, a reflection of something in it. I don't even remember, but it scares him and he breaks it. And his own reflection, multiple reflections in this broken mirror start, I guess it's just, deadites.
Yeah.
Because the land is possessed. I don't fucking know. It doesn't make sense. But all these little reflections of him in the shattered mirror come out of the mirror, and there's just like these little miniature ashes running around, and they're all really just like mischievous little like and they're just making little squeaky noises, and they're all just little assholes,
And they're all messing with him.
ashholes.
Assholes! I see what you did there.
And I mean, it's ridiculous, and they're just like tormenting him. And one of the memories I had of this movie was I thought that there was a scene of miniature skeletons that were like stop motion, like at the end. I don't know if I just got it mixed up like with this scene and that, but the version that we watched, I watched it on my iTunes. I don't know if that's if you watch HBO Max. Okay. I know that there's multiple versions of this movie depending on where you watch it, what country. Also, like the TV version is different in a few aspects. It has like deleted scenes or something, alternate scenes. So I don't know if this scene that I'm thinking of is just like a false memory like, you know, the
Maybe you're just mixing it.
like that Shaq Genie movie that didn't exist that everybody, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I feel like
Kazam.
Kazam.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's like a Kazam thing.
But it does exist.
Then what am I thinking of that doesn't exist?
I don't think it's actually Shaq. But like I swear it was Shaq.
Yeah, I think it's just the Mandela effect. Like that's what they call that. Where
This is
like
so stupid.
It is.
I hate that because every time we talk about it, I'm like, I don't understand.
Yeah. So anyway, I just think I have like this false memory unless it's a different version of the movie. But anyway, it's just these little ashes running around, and they tie him down and with just like string, which he breaks, and he starts singing like London Bridge is falling down when he's trying to stomp on them, and it's very odd. And he ends up swallowing one of them. And
oh yeah, that was so weird.
And his solution to kill this one inside of him is to drink like scalding hot water. But instead of evacuating or killing this thing inside of him, he ends up growing another head.
Yeah.
Which
two ash holes.
Well, I think they share an ash hole. It's
For
just
the time
two
being.
heads.
You're right. You're right.
So it's just like Ash with another Ash on his shoulder.
Which I thought was really fun because if you watch it really carefully, you can see a couple parts where it's just like a prop piece.
Right.
Yeah, that was really fun.
There's also a few obvious parts where he's not doing his own stunts. It's just somebody in like a black wig, like doing cartwheels. But yeah, this Ash, he's the evil Ash, I guess. And again, all this happens in a matter of like 5-7 minutes. Like it's very quick that there's now another Ash involved.
Yeah.
And he ends up chopping this Ash off of him. No. They split.
Okay.
Yeah. So, well, they go through like this whole Three Stooges thing where they're like poking each other's eyes and it's making like, you know, the doink noises and it's very cartoonish. And they end up splitting into two, Evil Ash and Good Ash. And Good Ash ends up blowing Bad Ash's face off. Yeah. With his shotgun. And I guess chops his head off, and buries him. So that comes back later. I did think it was funny. It was such a dick move on Ash's part, but it was great. Whenever Ash's head, Bad Ash's head is just in the grave, it's like talking shit to Good Ash, and Ash is like, "What's that on your face?" And Bad Ash is like, "What?" And he just like throws dirt on him.
That whole like little sequence of events and those scenes were fun for me because it kind of felt like, I don't want to say, I don't know, it just felt like a hero's quest, but obviously it was meant to be like kind of funny
with, like,
and
slapstick.
dark. Yeah. So, you know, he has to go through all these trials before he can get to like the top of the mountain.
Right. I did want to mention, and I mentioned this to you before we started recording, but before Ash gets to the windmill house, when he's starting his journey, there's like these scenes of him. It looks like he's in a desert. Like the lighting is very bright red, like sunny. And it was the only time that I've ever been attracted to Bruce Campbell. And I was just like, wow, he's very handsome here. And it had a lot to do with like, you could tell his hair had grown out and it was kind of flipping in the back a little bit. And I was just like, huh, I never noticed this before. And then he gets to the windmill and I'm like, fuck, they like filmed this all out of order because he's back to just having like Ash hair.
His normal hair.
Yeah. And I'm like, this is so disappointing. It's like 3 scenes. Like, but yeah. Do you want to go through like him getting to the cemetery?
What a fun fact. I don't remember anything happening after he buries the body.
Well, no, he gets to the cemetery and finds
the books, right? Okay, cool. I was like, I don't feel like I remember any other trial. So, Ash has gone through all of this trauma. And then instead of just finding one book, he has to figure out which of 3 is the one that he needs.
They all look the same.
They all look exactly the same. He has this little tiny monologue of nobody told me there was going to be 3 books. What the hell am I supposed to do? And so he finally settles on one that tries to suck him into a
black hole.
Never ending hole. He comes out.
Another ash hole.
He comes out of that book and he straight up looks like he came out of Beetlejuice. His face is super elongated. He has this weird moment where he's putting his face back together. It doesn't make any sense.
No.
It doesn't make any sense, but you know what? We're gonna run with it.
Yeah. And he just ends up doing the cartoonish and shakes his head back into place.
Yeah.
So dumb.
So book number 2 tries to eat him.
Yes, it's a flying book.
It's a flying,
munching
munching book that just sits on his face or the back of his head.
Wow.
Parents!
Horny little book.
I hate you. And just trying to munch away at Ash's face.
Would not be comfortable in that chin.
He throws it. It comes back to him. That was fun. It reminded me of my new kitten. Because you kick her off and she comes right back.
Yes. She's just like a flesh wrap book.
She's teething. So
is this book.
So is this book. Oh, man. He finally gets the book to settle.
Yep.
And what I think is so funny is the fact that, Ash is so unconcerned with being in the wrong time period and this being, their problem. That's where his head's at. He's like, no, you don't understand. I'm getting back to my time. I don't really care what you're saying. I'll do whatever it is that I need to do, but then you got to do your part.
Right.
And so he messes up the 3 words that he's supposed to say so that he can take the Necronomicon.
It was so good.
And he's hold on. It's Klaatu Barada.
So he swore to Lord Arthur that he knew the mantra, and they were like, I need you to repeat it back to me. And he's like, no, I got it, it's fine. And he gets there and he remembers the first 2.
He's not even calm about it. He's yelling at him. He's like, I understand. Yeah. He's like, you're annoying me.
Yeah. And he gets to the last word and he's like, it's an N-word.
Definitely an N-word.
Definitely an N-word. And he's just kind of looking over his shoulder. And I'm like, he's not going to say it. I would remember this. And he ends up just
he sneeze coughs.
Yeah. And then he just grabs the book and leaves.
Okay then.
Oh God, it's so good.
It is.
And he's pretty quickly attacked by skeletons that are coming out of the ground. The Army of the Dead, or Army of Darkness, I guess. Army of the Dead is the next.
As they're coming out of the ground, there's a part where he's on all fours and the skeletons and stuff are coming after him, and then I think he thinks that he finally has a leg up, and he's like and then this skeleton reaches up and just puts his whole hand
in his mouth.
In his mouth.
He starts gagging.
He's gagging.
Yeah. And they're just bitch slapping him around, and then they all at once punch him in the face. Oh, it's so good.
He's so great with just
overacting
the right faces with that. Yeah,
he just overdoes everything, and it works.
Yes.
And so it cuts back to the grave that he made for Bad Ash. Which he put a cross on, that was a weird choice to me. But lightning strikes it, I guess, and Bad Ash is back he comes out of the grave. He's not beheaded anymore, chopped up. His face and skin is super fucked up.
Yeah.
And I'm honestly, I didn't look, I don't know if you want to see if that was Bruce Campbell. I'm pretty sure it was. But it acted like him. Yeah, I don't know. We looked, can't find it, but I'm pretty sure it's Bruce Campbell. So he comes back and he starts bringing back all of the rest of the skeletons to make the army. He's giving them armor, and I don't know where they're getting it, but and they're breathing, but they have no lungs. It makes no sense. They're all just like stop motion animation, pretty much, and they end up capturing, or Bad Ash ends up capturing Sheila, and gives her some sugar.
That's so gross.
And
like horrific.
Yeah, it was.
That's when the Deadite flies into. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ash can't stop him. Sheila!
Yeah. That was. I guess we completely missed that. But.
Yeah.
Yeah. That happened.
Well, he comes back with the book, right? The Necronomicon. And he's just so adamant about, okay, I've done my part. Now you're going to send me home. And they're like, well, what do we do? Like, the army's coming. You messed up. And he's like, it's not really my problem. You need to get me the hell out of here. So they're all upset with him. And then he's like, okay, I guess I'll help. Yeah. And then Sheila gets kidnapped by the Deadite.
Yeah, and they're also mad because he's like, well, I pretty much said the words like I was supposed to. Like, it's all the same. And they're like, no, did you say it exactly? He's like, basically, mostly.
So dumb. I'd kick his ass.
So Sheila is then turned into like this witch woman, Deadite, and she's just like Evil Ash's queen at that point. So Ash tells everybody back at the castle that they're gonna stay and fight this army, and I mean from there on out, like it's just one thing after the other of just ridiculousness. Yeah. There's, they're catapulting like medieval grenades into this army, and the Army of Darkness is playing like marching music.
It was wonderful. It
drums.
Was extremely ridiculous that they were all communicating with each other in the same way that like an army would.
Yeah.
But it was wonderfully ridiculous.
Oh, no, it was. I enjoyed every minute of it. But just like, were they musicians before they died? Why are they playing on other skulls? Where are they getting armor?
Well, back then, like, they had drummers.
They have drummers now.
Okay, I'm sorry. They had drummers with your battalion, I guess, if you want to call it that. And that's how they kept... Game of Thrones. Well, I think Game of Thrones is a fictional movie.
Oh, and this is based on real events.
Correct.
Gotcha. I skipped over that part of the Bible.
It's right next to homosexuality being a sin.
Oh, that's just why I skipped it. Like, this whole chapter is bullshit.
And fetuses mattering up until birth.
Oh my god. We're not getting political again.
I'm so sorry. I just think
I hate Texas so much.
I think it's so funny that people are so pro-life until the baby's born, and then they're like, get the fuck out until your military age.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, that's really messed up. Anyways.
The whole charging the castle scene was just...
really fast. Pause. They really did. So, like, they would have a...
No, I get it.
Okay, you're gonna let me tell you my fun fact.
Do you have a fun fact now?
I did.
Okay.
That's how they kept pace. That's how they marched.
Okay.
Fucking hate you.
Anyway, the whole scene of them charging the castle was just wonderful.
Yeah. I love that there was a good combination of like bad CGI and then people in costumes.
Very obviously in costumes.
It was so great. Like CGI and people like in the same scene. That looks funny.
Yeah. Like they would have the stop motion, and then once those skeletons needed to actually do something, then it was automatically somebody in a pretty bad skeleton costume that was no longer see-through in their ribs, and they were doing like flips and like acrobatics and whatever.
Also, I'm going to back up like 2.5 seconds because I
Please.
thought it was really funny that Bruce is kind of like taking charge of this whole situation.
And he's teaching them.
And he's teaching them those battle moves.
It's just really 2 moves
It's so stupid.
that they use for like 5 seconds.
I know. I was like, well, when are they going to do it? And then as soon as they did, I was like,
That's
there it is.
Now they're on their own.
Yes.
So
Like, this is all we learned.
yeah. So Deadites are dying again, and some of the soldiers are dying as well because they're storming the castle trying to get to the Necronomicon, and Ash comes out of absolutely nowhere with his car, and it's been re-outfitted as like this war machine, and it has like a windmill propeller on top that's like chopping them in half as he goes, and it has like this weird little cockpit that he didn't really need because he already had a seat there, but okay. And it doesn't last very long because it crashes and explodes.
Because he was trying to avoid Sheila.
That's right. Yeah, dead Sheila.
Dead Sheila. Deadite Sheila.
Okay. Sheila at one point was like, I may be bad, but I feel good. And just right into the camera. Like, are you talking to me?
I love that Ash is giving the command for the guys with like the bow and arrows that have the little gunpowders attached to them. How he's like, fire stick boy. Or no, I think that was Lord Arthur or whatever it is. And he's just individually going to each person, lighting their little ropes.
Well, he called one of them Sword Boy at the beginning.
Okay, we haven't discussed this yet, but the old English that they're using is outrageous. Like, man, I really wish I had an example on me, but like, they just kept using like, thou.
Yeah, they don't know what they didn't do research.
I don't even think that it's like that they didn't do research. I think that it was put in there on purpose to be funny.
Oh, no, I think they just didn't care.
Really?
Yeah, I think they were like, we want this medieval movie, and like, we've seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Let's just thou and thy this up.
I think that they honestly plugged it in there to be ridiculous. Like, that's my opinion, because it was too outrageous for somebody not to go, guys, this is not even remotely correct.
I'm sure they didn't have enough money to hire a historian.
but the way that they used
who here knows about 13,000 AD? Nobody? Okay, we're going with thou.
Oh god, it was so like just their usage of that word was like so misplaced that I felt like it had to be purposeful. But I mean, it could be right.
Yeah, thou art wrong mostly. So Henry the Red ends up showing up with his army as reinforcements, which is, bringing these two fighting factions together, and they're bros now. Ash and Sheila kind of have a standoff, and he's like, or she goes, you found me so beautiful once, and he's like, honey, you got real ugly. And somebody gets Evil Ash gets a sword stuck in his back from Good Ash, and he pulls it out and he's like, backstabber.
There was a lot of really stupid stuff, like, I've got a bone to pick with you, boy.
I get it, because he's a skeleton.
So stupid.
So Ash ends up like catapulting Evil Ash, into oblivion, and blows him up and wins the whole thing, and
suddenly Sheila's saved.
Suddenly Sheila's fine.
Yeah.
Like, the possession is over. Henry the Red and Arthur hug, and everybody's friends. A new kingdom is born. Is what somebody says.
It was really funny that I don't know if you noticed, but King Arthur's haircut is rough. He has a bowl cut on top of long hair.
That sounds like a mullet.
It's worse.
People need to quit getting haircuts in this movie. It's everybody ugly.
So, once again, we find Ash in a position in which he has to drink potion and also recite the words correctly to put him back home. And what does Ash do, Pants?
He does it perfectly, and everybody's fine.
Basically, mostly correct.
But yeah, thank you. That's how I live my life. Have a good night, everybody.
Anyways, we find present day Ash in,
That's smart.
his element. And he's retelling the story to a very disinterested associate. When suddenly a shopper... Well, he's talking to a girl because when is he not?
Right.
When suddenly a shopper behind them is a deadite.
Yeah, she turns around and then some wind starts blowing and she's like...
I love the wind effect for the deadites. Like, there's just always a good breeze.
I would like Ash to be like just off camera to be like, can you turn that down? Just like somebody just has a leaf blower. Like, oh, sorry.
My bad.
Yeah.
Like they're just testing it out.
Yeah. It'd be perfect.
It would be good. It would be good.
That would have been good. Missed opportunities.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's a big battle within S-Mart between him and this deadite woman.
And an automatic shotgun.
Yeah, he gets a shotgun out of the gun case in S-Mart and ends up killing her. And he's like, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave the store. Name's Ash. Housewares.
Oh my god, I can't handle him.
So good.
And then at the very end, he gets the girl.
A random girl.
A random girl.
Not Sheila.
That's not Sheila.
We don't know what happened to Sheila. I assume she's okay. But yeah, he ends up picking up this chick in S-Mart, and
With
he's just like...
earrings. I think they were crayons.
I didn't even notice. And he just like, hail to the king, baby.
That's what it was.
Yeah. And
like,
then...
oh, this is so horrible.
And dips her and kisses her, and that's it.
Dips her.
Dip and a kiss.
Dip and a smoosh.
God, smoosh is something else, Tina.
Kiss, wait. Dip and a smooch.
There you go.
There we go. Just can't talk.
Some sugar, as it were. I had a couple fun facts that I found fun.
Okay.
So, Sam Raimi originally wanted to call the film The Medieval Dead, which seems like a real missed opportunity because it would have been amazing. I think that's perfect. But Universal refused. So they went with Army of Darkness. Raimi tried to fight it and get Evil Dead 3 Army of Darkness, but the studio wanted the film to be able to stand on its own from the rest of the series, which I don't think it does. So they just titled it Army of Darkness. And in the UK, it is called Army of Darkness, The Medieval Dead. In Japan, do you know what it's called?
I don't. Enlighten me.
Do you want to guess? This is such a stupid question. I hate when people do this to me.
Why even begin?
I don't know. Just put 2 words together.
It's 2 words?
It is 2 words. You're wrong. In Japan, it's called Captain Supermarket.
Oh my goodness. I never would have gotten that, man.
You might have.
Okay.
You never know.
We would have been here for a few hours.
Well, whatever. So, now I don't know who Deadite Captain is, if that was actually Evil Ash, because that would mean it's not Bruce Campbell, but I don't know. So, Bill Moseley, who plays Deadite Captain, and Patricia Tallman, who plays the possessed witch, also starred together in the 1990 remake of Night of the Living Dead as Johnny and Barbara.
Oh, that's fun.
I did like that.
That indeed is a fun fact.
Most of them have been. Thank you.
I don't know about
I have one more.
Okay.
Do you want to guess what it is?
No. Speak. Thou shalt speak.
Oh, thou shalt. So, there was an alternate ending, which Ash wakes up in a post-apocalyptic future that was written by Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell that would set the stage for Evil Dead 4. It was set in a post-apocalyptic future where Ash leads robots against the Deadites. But due to the film bombing at the box office and Universal Pictures disliking that ending, the ending was changed to Ash coming back to present day in S-Mart. So it did not set up any sort of sequel. All future sequels were abandoned because this one bombed.
I know, that's so sad.
It is, but I mean, I can see why.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, coming off the first two,
Sure.
which...
This was not in line with the others, so I understand that part.
Right. I mean, it at the same time wasn't in line with the others, but I don't think could stand on its own without the others. At least Evil Dead 2. Because, I mean, it directly leads into it. But, I mean, it does kind of recap what happened.
Right.
Each time they do a recap in these movies, it's not in line with the movie it's recapping.
Slight change.
I mean, yeah, I think so. But anyway. Closing thoughts, Tina. Thou shalt speak.
Thou is annoying.
Oh.
That's how they use it.
Closing thoughts. Hilariously, wonderfully ridiculous. It was fun. It was definitely really fun. I love seeing Bruce Campbell overact and just slay every scene he's in.
And Deadites.
And Deadites.
Yes.
Yeah.
And women.
I hate how stupid all those scenes are with him and ladies. Like, that is so
He's
dumb.
so smooth.
It's so dumb. It's not groovy. It's not smooth.
Oh, it's groovy.
It's grungy and cringy.
No.
Just gonna keep throwing it in there inappropriately.
Thou art grungy.
Thou art.
Oh, yes. I echo everything you say, except that he's not a ladies' man. Because he is. Only with the hair.
As a lady, fuck off.
Well, as a lady, you like ladies. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Touche.
Indeed. And he's a manly man.
I feel like
He's the man's man.
Oh.
Yeah, not in that way. But he's like a man's man. In a heterosexual way.
Okay.
You know, the man every man wants to be.
The man
is Bruce Campbell.
every man wants to be. Do you want to be Bruce Campbell?
I would love to be Bruce Campbell. Chin for days.
Chin for days.
Yeah. All the women I could ever want. I'd still have a father figure in my life. If I was Bruce Campbell.
Indeed.
Yep.
I think he still would have gone on that trip.
Maybe he would have come back.
What was it? We were watching Iron Man the other day, and I loved how... Which one was it? Was it Iron Man?
You're probably on 3 now.
Was it... Is 3 the one with the glowing people? I can't remember.
The glowing people.
Yeah.
The second one has Whiplash.
Okay, no, that's the third one.
Yeah,
on the third one, so we were watching Iron Man 3 the other night, and he comes into contact with that little boy that's helping him, kind of just guard the suit. He's like, where are your parents at? He's like, well, my mom just left, to work the night shift, and my dad went to the gas station for smokes. That was 6 years ago. Or no, lottery tickets. I guess he won, because that was 6 years ago. And I instantly thought of you.
Oh, God. You know, that was the kid at Tony Stark's funeral. Whenever they were doing, that was that random dude who was at his funeral. Yeah. That was that kid.
Oh, that didn't connect for me.
I know, that's what I'm telling you.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway. Oh, did you see my text that I bought Black Widow?
I did.
Okay. So you can watch it whenever.
Yes!
Yeah.
And I can watch it in order, so it'll be fine.
Are you not going to watch it before? It's such a good movie.
I mean, I'm on this journey with Liv at this point.
Okay,
so
fine. Anyway, so, great movie.
Yes.
Love it.
We didn't
Everyone
rate
should
it,
watch
though.
it.
Pants?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
Can you chill the fuck out? Thank you.
I mean, I just wanted to make sure you weren't like, okay, thanks for your time tonight. Bye.
Oh, no. Not going to do that. Yeah, 7.5.
I was so confused as to what you were doing because I didn't actually ask you. You just told me to shut up.
Yeah, well, I just want to get my point across.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what about you?
I think I'm the same. 7.5.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's great. It really is. It's good. I'd watch it again. It was really funny. Like, if I have somebody who is a fan of Evil Dead who's never seen this, which wouldn't make any sense, then I would absolutely recommend it and watch it with them.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
It's wonderful.
Yes.
I just put it on in the background.
Yeah.
Just be like,
playing.
Yeah. Groovy.
Doing laundry. Groovy. Because I don't have to watch. I just have to listen.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the lines in this movie.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thou shalt never have anything better.
So,
all right.
So Tina has some news for you all.
You got my ass. So 42 listeners. Because you did not advertise it. No, I'm just kidding. No, on a serious note, Pants and I kind of want to do some, revamping and kind of figure out what we want this podcast structure to look like, because we've been having a lot of fun doing it, but we both have lives. And so I think in order for us to be a little bit more successful and bring you guys content that you guys will really enjoy, we just need to step back for a little bit, kind of have some stuff in the works, and that way when we come back, it can be a lot more interactive. We can be more engaged with you guys.
And that's what, whatever medium we come back in, we're very much open to any possibilities right now. We just want to take a step back for a bit, do some soul searching, because this whole show came together very quickly.
Yes.
I think I asked her about it, and within the next 5 days we were hunkered down in my closet recording.
Yes, it's true.
So we've put out over 30 episodes now, and it's at the end of the day, it's not all about the numbers, but we do want people to listen.
Yeah. And
we want to put out content that people want to listen to or want to watch and recommend to other people. And unfortunately, that's not happening right now. So it's just something that we're going to take some time and think on and decide how we want to come back. If we want it to be a podcast, if we want it to be something visual, we don't know what we want. Right. We're indecisive.
Creatively, we are trying to decide what the next steps for us are.
Such a good way to put it. Thank you for your words.
Yes, indeed.
If only
Thou
you were
shalt see us again.
That's why they're not
but
coming back.
But in what form? Who does that?
I didn't like that. It was very Yoda-like.
It is.
I didn't like it.
Return we shall.
Yes. But we'll keep everybody updated on the social medias that we do have. If you have any ideas on what you would like to see the two of us do, again, whether it be on a podcast, whether it be something visual online, YouTube or whatever, let us know. As always, our email is wtfdidijustwatchpod@gmail.com. We're still going to be on Twitter, Instagram. Our Twitter handle is wtfdidIwatchpod, and our Instagram is wtfdidijustwatchpod.
It's so funny that it's like
yeah, it's a one word difference.
One word.
So yeah, in the meantime, share the existing episodes. They're not being taken down. They'll live forever. Or I don't know how the internet works, so they might not. I don't know. True. But let people know. Yeah. Maybe we'll see a spike and we'll see what people actually like and what they don't.
Yeah. And, or if you have any ideas, like Pan said, of like previous episodes, stuff that you guys have liked that you would like to see come back. Yeah. Then let us know. Or something, different that you want to hear from us. I cannot tell you why I call pants pants, though. So
No, quit asking. But I mean, even like in all honesty, if there's stuff you don't like if there's a part of this show that you just like
hit me with your criticism,
cringe or grunge every time it comes on, let us know.
Tina's love.
I mean, we can get rid of Tina. I'm not against.
What is wrong with you?
I'm not against the idea, but I have other people lined up.
Yeah.
And shh, I'm not even talking to you right now.
I'm talking to our listeners.
So listen here, you 30 people.
It just goes down every time.
It does. But yeah, like and subscribe, all the normal shit. And let us know what y'all would like to hear or see.
Yeah.
We would greatly appreciate it. And we've had a very fun time doing this. And,
absolutely. We still want to do stuff together. We just don't know what that's going to look like yet.
Exactly. So, anywho, until next time, whatever, or whenever that may be.
Ooh.
Mysterious.
Mysterious. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Yes. Have
we'll
a great night.
Be
weekend.
back.
Indeed.
Some way, somehow.
Okay.
Hasta la pasta, bitch.
Oh, see. We can replace Tina.
I'm not your friend!